Sony hosts its first big PlayStation State of Play presentation for 2021, highlighting a number of PS4 and PS5 games coming this year, and here's the highlights of everything announced at the PlayStation State of Play for February 2021. We also discuss about both the boon and bane of the PS Plus free games for March. So before jumping into the topics, if you are new, subscribe to the channel and click the notification icon for knowing instant updates, more interesting and informative topics in the daily gaming world. Now let's jump in. Taking a page out of Nintendo's playbook, Sony has been hosting special State of Play presentations for some time now, using them to reveal new video games and showcase footage of existing titles. The first PlayStation State of Play event of 2021 was focused mainly on PS4 and PS5 games that are releasing this spring and summer, with a variety of different games shown during the event. As promised, PlayStation showcased 10 games during the February 2021 State of Play, including some never-before-seen titles, as well as previously leaked upgrades for a major PS4 game. This included some multi-platform games, but the main focus was on PlayStation-exclusive titles. For those that missed the presentation, here is everything that was announced during the February 2021 PlayStation State of Play event. Number 10, Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time was critically acclaimed when it launched for last-gen systems in 2020, but it's coming back bigger and better than ever on PS5. Kicking off the PlayStation State of Play detailed some of the PS5 upgrades fans can expect from Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time on PS5, which will run at 4K, 60 frames per second, with much faster load times. The PS5 version of the game will also have DualSense support, which should enhance the gameplay experience. Besides DualSense support, the PS5 version will also make use of the PlayStation Activity cards. These cards are designed to help players get 100% completion in the game, though doing that will still require a great deal of skill. Those that already played Crash Bandicoot 4 on PS4 can upgrade to the PS5 version and transfer their saves over, so they can take another crack at getting 100% completion in the game without having to start from scratch. Number 9, Returnal. One of the biggest upcoming PS5 exclusive games is Housemarque's Returnal. A roguelike shooter game with horror elements, Returnal is quickly shaping up to be Housemarque's most ambitious project to date. Some fresh Returnal gameplay was shown during the PlayStation State of Play, showing main character Celine taking on a variety of different enemies using some of the weapons that she has available to her. While its presence at the PlayStation State of Play was mainly focused on Returnal gameplay, the presentation also touched a bit on the narrative, teasing an engaging mystery for fans to unravel once the game launches in April. In a shocking twist, the end of the Returnal presentation showed first-person gameplay, with main character Celine entering a spooky house that looked like something ripped straight from PT. It's clear that there's something big going on, and it will be interesting to learn more.
That can't be here.
I think I am reliving my memories in that house, but not fully. They're corroded. Some parts are missing, others seem manufactured. But I can remember the torment, feeling like I was losing my mind. There's no comfort here, no safe space.
Exactly as I left it.
Number 8, Knockout City. One of the new games announced at the Nintendo Direct presentation from last week was Knockout City, a multiplayer game from EA. Knockout City got another showcase during the PlayStation State of Play, which showcased a 3 vs 3 mode along with a new map. The Knockout City presentation also encouraged PlayStation gamers to sign up for the crossplay beta, which the developers will use to test the game prior to its launch in May. Number 7, Sci-Fu. The PlayStation State of Play up to this point focused on previously announced games, but then it pivoted to the reveal of a brand new game coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 later in 2021. Sci-Fu is a martial arts action game that uses stylish cel-shaded graphics and an intense combat system reminiscent of John Wick. What was shown during the PlayStation State of Play looked promising, so hopefully more information on this game comes sooner rather than later. Number 6, Solar Ash. One of the first games revealed for the PlayStation 5 was Solar Ash, and now fans got a new look at the promising game. Developed by the same studio that released the critically acclaimed Hyper Light Drifter, Solar Ash is an adventure platforming game that is not unlike Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda franchise. Like Sci-Fu, it is aiming for release on both the PS4 and PS5 later in 2021. Number 5, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is set to take the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise in bold new directions, giving players more direct control over the player character. This new exploratory gameplay will be combined with more traditional Five Nights at Freddy's mechanics, like checking security cameras. This is one of the best looks that players have gotten of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach yet, and so it should create a great deal of buzz within the Five Nights at Freddy's community.
There is more going on here than you realize.
Number 4, Oddworld Soulstorm. Like Solar Ash, Oddworld Soulstorm was one of the first games revealed for the PS5. And like Solar Ash, it got another gameplay presentation during the latest PlayStation State of Play. During Oddworld Soulstorm's State of Play presentation, the developers revealed some of the PS5 DualSense features, like using haptic feedback to let players feel Abe's heartbeat. Perhaps the biggest news, though, came after the gameplay presentation. Oddworld Soulstorm was confirmed to be one of the free PlayStation Plus games for April 2021, with the game set to launch on Tuesday, April 6th.
That was the latest on Oddworld Soulstorm. And here's some exciting news. Active PlayStation Plus members will get the PS5 version for no extra cost, starting in April.
Number 3, Kena Bridge of Spirits. Kena Bridge of Spirits turned a lot of heads when it was first revealed thanks to its combination of Pikmin and The Legend of Zelda-style gameplay. The game was highlighted yet again during the latest PlayStation State of Play, showing players some gorgeous-looking cinematics, combat, puzzle solving, exploration, and more. PS4 and PS5 gamers will get to try out Kena Bridge of Spirits for themselves on August 24th.
Of a spirit guide is a lonely one.
Number 2, Deathloop. Prior to Microsoft announcing its intention to acquire ZeniMax Media and Bethesda, Bethesda had inked some exclusivity deals with PlayStation. This included console-exclusive rights to Deathloop, a high-octane action game that's coming to PC and PlayStation 5 in May. From Arcane Studios, Deathloop is a unique first-person shooter game where players are trapped in a time loop, starting everything back over whenever they are unlucky enough to die. They'll have to contend with dangerous NPCs, as well as players who invade their game online. Deathloop showed some new gameplay during the PlayStation State of Play along with some stylish cinematics, and it definitely looks like it will please fans of Arkane's previous games, especially the Dishonored titles.
Song's over, people, and so is Ramblin' Frank. The rest of you motherfuckers are next.
Number 1. Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC and a PS5 upgrade. The PlayStation State of Play presentation ended with the announcement of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, an enhanced version of Final Fantasy VII Remake that is in the works for PlayStation 5. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade will be mostly the same experience that fans remember from the PS4 version, but with vastly improved graphics, including improved textures, lighting, and fog effects. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade will also be making some quality-of-life improvements that fans can look forward to once it launches this summer. For instance, the game will maintain 60 frames per second at 4K resolution when played on PS5, plus players will be able to check out the new Normal, Classic, difficulty mode. And as expected, load times in Final Fantasy VII Remake Classic have been vastly improved. Players can load into the game lightning fast, and then take advantage of the new photo mode feature. But perhaps the biggest piece of information regarding Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is the new story content that will be featured in this enhanced version of the game. Square Enix is releasing a new episode all about Yuffie, who will be making her FF7 Remake debut in Intergrade. The Yuffie content will be available if players purchase Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade outright, but they can also purchase it separately after upgrading from the PS4 version of the game to the new PS5 version. Save data will carry over, so fans don't have to worry about starting from scratch. Those looking forward to Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade should note that the game will launch on June 10, 2021. The lineup looks good, but I did look forward to a Horizon Forbidden West update and a God of War news too. Hope we will see some wonders at E3 2021, which will be an online event like the E3 2020 event. I will discuss Kena, Returnal and Final Fantasy VII Remake in a separate in-depth video. Now jumping into the PS Plus free games for March 2021 discussion. Typically, Sony reveals the upcoming month's PS Plus games on the last Wednesday of every month, barring holiday season. So, it was odd that Wednesday came and went, and there was no PS Plus reveal for March. Some thought it would take place at the State of Play on Thursday, February 25th, but it did not show there either. Nonetheless, it seems like the wait may have just been worth it. The upcoming PS Plus games for March 2021 include Final Fantasy VII Remake, the PS5 game Maquette, Remnant from the Ashes, and Farpoint VR. Each of these games are interesting in their own right, though FF7 Remake comes with a major caveat, and they will be made available March 2nd. Obviously, the big draw is Final Fantasy VII Remake being the headline. Square Enix had several Final Fantasy VII related reveals yesterday, ranging from the game's PS5 upgrade, Yuffie DLC, and spin-off mobile games such as the D-Make Ever Crisis, and the Battle Royale game, Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier. PS4 owners of FF7 Remake will be able to get the PS5 upgrade for free, though not the DLC, but that only applies to those who have bought it. The PS Plus version of the game will not upgrade to PS5, so players would have to buy the PS5 version of it for $70. As I said before, both boon and bane exists. The three other games are interesting in and of themselves. Maquette is being given away to PS5 owners as a launch day game. Maquette is a recursive puzzle game that may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's designed with the PS5 mind and is free. Remnant from the Ashes, on the other hand, has at times been called Dark Souls with guns. While that's a bit reductive, Remnant is a good game all on its own and one that any fan of third-person shooters ought to check out. And to top it all off, there is also Farpoint VR. While VR isn't so popular quite yet, it's also a special occasion when a VR game makes it onto the service. These games will be made available on March 2nd and will run into April. fans will also be able to claim Destruction All-Stars for the month as well. As recently revealed, it seems Oddworld Soulstorm will be replacing Destruction All-Stars then, but either way, subscribers have until March 2nd to claim February 2020's games, Concrete Genie and Control Ultimate Edition. And that's all for the video guys. If you are interested in my content, give it a like and share the video. Comment your thoughts on the state of play and the PS Plus free games for March 2021. And until then, from SMPV, it's goodbye.